Tonight, here we are back with Bearded Banter. And if you didn't
Here we
guess it yet,
go.
we are talking
Sports.
sports. We are talking sports. The Bearded Banter show where we talk about everything and nothing and bearded and bantering all the time. And tonight we're
All the
talking
time.
about sports. We're interested in this conversation could go anywhere from the Texans to the Bills to Vegas to Buffalo to anywhere. Who knows what kind of balls and paddles we'll talk about.
Yes, it has been a long moment since we've had a chance to record. So if you are returning to watch us, thank you for sticking around with us. I
Yeah,
know that we're not always consistent with our uploads, but life gets busy. It's summertime. We've both got kids, lots of moving parts. So
that's
I'm
right.
excited to get into recording this again and
Me
talking
too.
about sports and the great evil empire that is the Vegas Golden Knights.
So
Mm.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I am for the listening audience, just so you know, I know nothing about I know nothing about hockey. I know a little bit as a youth. I would go to Buffalo Sabres games, and so I have a little bit of knowledge back in the fighting war memorial days out in Buffalo.
Yeah,
We would have a good time going to see. I think it was the War Memorial. We'd have a good time going to see. They had different like youth community free ticket nights, and the youth groups from
yeah.
the church would go and things like that. And it was always a blast to go and like pound on the glass and scream at the players and go right up next to the penalty box and heckle the opposing team's players when they got it sent in there. So
Yeah.
supercharged environment. If you ever get a chance to go to a hockey game, it's a blast. But Wes, what got you into the Knights in the first place?
So for both of my favorite teams in sports, I got into the teams the year that they were formed and created as teams.
Hmm.
Texans in 2002 and the Golden Knights in 2017. In 2016, 2015 time, I was looking for another sport to kind of follow. My Texans were not doing so hot back then.
No, they
So
weren't.
no, they were not hot. They were not doing so hot. So I was looking for another sport to follow. I was watching the NBA a little bit. I was kind of into the NBA for a little bit, but it wasn't really clicking for me. But hockey, for some reason, just kept sticking with me. I'd always been interested in the sport and I always wanted to learn more about the sport, but I
Hmm.
never took the time to dive into it. And so I watched the 2016, 2017 season, watched the season play out, followed the couple of teams. Like I was following the Carolina Hurricanes, I was following the San Jose Sharks, I was following the Oilers and uh the Avs. I was following the Colorado Avs.
Oh, okay.
And
So you jumped right into a bunch of teams. You were tracking a
yeah,
bunch of teams. Okay.
yeah, because I was trying to, they had some of the top echelon players at the time in the league. So I was trying to follow those teams to see how the sport went, what the good teams looked like, what bad teams looked like, bad put together teams and all that stuff. And then it came out as a report that Vegas was getting an expansion team. So like, all right, cool. I'm a
Hmm.
new fan. I'm looking for a team. Originally, I wanted to be a San Jose Sharks fan because I thought the logo was pretty cool because it's a shark biting through a couple hockey sticks. It's pretty dope. I like the colors. I like the teal. That was a pretty dope setting.
Everybody
But
likes
then,
teal on their team jersey, right? It's
yeah,
like that's why people are Dolphins fans. They just like the teal and the orange.
there's no other reason to like
I
them.
can't disagree. We'll see. We'll see what the comments have to say about the Dolphins fandom watching the video.
And
Yeah.
so I was going to pick San Jose, and I was telling my partner, my spouse, that I was going to follow them. And she's like, no, you cannot like them. One of my exes like them. So you cannot like them. So I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
all
A
right,
little bit of
well, I
bitter
guess I'm,
resentment towards the
yeah,
Sharks.
swords of sharks. So, I started following the Golden Knights, and the Golden Knights got very lucky in the first season, and they went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. They didn't win. They lost it to the Washington Capitals against Ovechkin. And, the Golden Knights have had tremendous success ever since their inception, and it's been absolutely wild to see
Mm.
how it goes down because not many expansion teams have this much success straight out of the gate. I mean, the Golden Knights in 8 years have won a Stanley Cup, been to two Stanley Cups, and have been in the playoffs every single year except for one. And not just like one and done runs. They've only had two one and done runs. Every other one has been a deep playoff run.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
pretty unheard
why,
of.
yes, for any expansion team. I mean, you look at the other expansion teams in the NHL, the Seattle Kraken and the now Utah Mammoth. Utah Mammoth have only been around for a few years, but they were previously the Arizona Coyotes, and they're awful.
Hmm.
They're just bad.
Yeah,
And the Seattle Kraken have one good run at it, and now it seems like they're just dismantling everything. They don't know what they're doing.
yeah. So if we back up to the beginning of your hockey love, the journey that you started years back, diving in, what think of the people who are watching, listening. By the way, shout out to all our new watchers and listeners. Had a conversation, random
Welcome.
Bill, Wes and I were talking about before we got on. I was going to say the Bills because I got the Bills on my mind. But we were talking about how somebody randomly was like, "Hey, I saw your podcast today," and I was like, "What?" People are paying attention. So that's probably number 5 of the people who have watched the podcast. So I'm excited about that. But um,
We
what
love
would
them all
cause
the same.
somebody? We do. Number 5 and number 4. Love them. Thanks, Mom. So the so the reason you love hockey, think of the person who could care less about hockey. Never watched a game. They might flick through it on the TV or see it on the stream, and they're like, "Who cares about hockey? Why? Why should somebody care? What's the appeal?"
So hockey is a fast-paced, physical game. There's not a lot of scoring a lot of the times. I mean, it's a very difficult score to make. I mean, most of the your goaltenders now are on average 6'3" and 250-pound
Whoa.
mammoth wall guys that are athletic, freakishly athletic, and you got to get that small puck into that small net. So right there, that's a talent and skill all in and of itself.
Hmm.
Secondly, ice skating is not easy. Ice skating is not easy. It's easy to pick up and like kind of wobble yourself around, but the level that these people skate at is insane at the way they're able to just turn on a dime, stop, backwards, forwards, around the net, the whole thing.
They make it look easy.
So yeah, yeah. So that right there, the skill that it takes to play hockey. And secondly, in my opinion, hockey is the most level sport that you can watch right now.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is the players care about the sport more than they care about the money. Of course, every player, every athlete wants their big bag and wants their payday. Sure, they deserve it. They've more than earned it. They work all their life for it. But in hockey, it's not always about how much money can I get. It's more or less how much can I sacrifice for my teammates. It's very team forward sport.
Mm.
And you can see that in the upper echelon teams in the league compared to the lower echelon teams of the league. The upper echelon teams, they have chemistry. They fight for each other. They are going to bat for each other. And it's the best way to put it, it's not nearly as political as, say, the NBA has
Mm.
become. It's
Okay.
not as slow as baseball is. Baseball is a very stoic history, but it's a slow paced game and it's hard to watch.
Right. It's
Fun when you're there, but
stats
hard to
and
watch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
All
the
right. So
NFL season
fast
is very short.
paced, skilled, teamwork. There's also this element of, I've heard it said from my friends who do sports betting that hockey is also the hardest game to project in terms of lines. And so it's got this evenness to it, it seems, where I don't know if the right word is like a fairness of competition, but it kind of gives you that sense of like on any given day, any team can come out with a win if
Hmm.
they are adhering to their game plan. I don't know the details of it, but it seems that way to me as a
Yeah,
novice.
yeah.
Okay. So I like that. I like the idea of the underdog team being able to take out the Goliath, potentially, and not being predictable from the side of the politics or even the betting side of things, and your team could win. There's a chance anytime they take the ice. Yeah, cool. I did not realize that those goalies were so huge,
Oh yeah.
and they're not
My
growing the goal
goaltender.
size, right? So those
No,
guys are getting
no.
bigger, and the goals stay the same.
You know the commercial, insurance commercial where they're just shooting the puck at the whale that's sitting in front of it, and they're like, "Oh, good job," and they throw him a fish because he just
Yeah,
sat there.
yeah.
That's almost what it looks like in real life. I mean, these guys are big dudes. They're walls.
Well,
They're
and they're geared
just
up with like
mammoth.
massive
Yeah,
pads too.
yes, and they're athletic too. That's the crazier part about it is that they are freakishly athletic.
Mm,
They can move very quick. I mean, you got to think they're crouched. They're crouched in that spot, and they're able to move
yeah.
from side to side, up and down. Like it's wild to see some of the athleticism that goes into these goaltenders.
Mm.
I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. And of course, everyone loves to watch a good fight in the hockey game. Everyone loves to watch a good fight happen.
Yeah, yeah. I'll bet there's some controversy over that though, right? Like I can imagine there's some people who say fights don't have a place in the game, and there's some people who are like only watching, waiting for the fights, both ends of the
Yeah. Oh,
spectrum.
there are definitely
Yeah,
people who only will watch it for the fights.
yeah. Rob Ray. I remember watching Rob Ray. I don't know if you remember Rob Ray from the Sabres, but he was like a fighter. When he would go in, it was like all of a sudden electricity in
Yeah.
the room. It was like everybody would just wait for the first punch to get thrown and then go
Yeah.
nuts once the fight
Yeah.
started.
There are
Yeah.
there are still guys like that in the NHL today. Nick Hague, Keegan Colasar, the Chuck brothers. Like you see these guys on
Hmm.
the ice, and you know that don't mess with them because they will throw hands, and they're not going to think twice about it.
Yeah. It does, as you run through those names, another side of the hockey fandom is pronunciation of the players' names, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
challenge in and of itself.
Very
I,
much.
I don't know if the harder to pronounce names make it higher in the draft. I don't know if they have some kind of barometer for that, but I guess it makes sense with I'm imagining there's a lot of like Russian and like European names that are coming in, and I'm
Yeah.
like in my
That's
ignorant
yeah.
English speaking mouth, they don't make sense to me.
Well, that's another great thing about the NHL is that it's not just American players, it's not just Canadian players. You got players coming from Europe, you got players coming from Russia,
Hmm.
Finland, Sweden, Czechoslovakia. You have players coming from all around the world to
All
come play
over.
in the NHL. It's kind of like the NBA, but just on a grander scale. I mean, you got people from everywhere.
Yeah, which is strange because it's the NHL is like this league that's in the States, but hockey itself is not necessarily like an American sport. But the
Not even
league
close.
is here in the States. So it's like the maybe it's part of the American way of like creating the fruit salad of diversity and inviting everybody
Yeah,
to come and be part of
the
something.
melting pot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So what are you looking forward to this year, this season? When does the season start? I don't even know. So that's how
October.
ignorant I am. October. Okay.
Yeah,
So
October.
October kicks off a new season. I did look up using some AI help what I should be paying attention to for the Sabres, and I got some contract information. It's kind of all foreign language to me, but it looks like there's a lot of talk about different people moving around in the off season for the Sabres.
Yeah.
How are the Knights doing in the off season?
Well, we're not dubbed the evil empire for no reason. I can tell you that much.
Oh boy.
So, Kelly McCrimmon, the general manager for the Vegas Golden Knights, for some reason, I don't know how he does it. He's like the Howie Roseman of the NHL. He just fleeces everybody when it
Hmm.
comes to team construction. So, our team has had the same good core depth pieces for the past 4 or 5 seasons now. And some of our top players are Mark Stone, the captain. You've got Ivan Barbashev. You have Jack Eichel, the superstar. And you've got Aiden Hill, goaltender. You've got Zach Whitecloud, one of our defenders. For up until this year, we had Alex Petrangelo, one of the premier defenders in the NHL. And something that Kelly McCrimmon just keeps on doing is fleecing the NHL to continue to get the top big guys into Vegas without selling the farm or giving up
Hmm.
everything, without having to sell our soul. The big news line for Vegas this year is we have Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner is one of the top four right wingers in the entire league, and he's entering his prime. He's 28 years old and he's entering into the prime years of his career. They locked him down for the next 8 years, and Jack Eichel is another superstar, premier forward, and we're about to lock him down for the next 8 years as well.
Hmm.
While at the same time, all of our core depth pieces are already locked down and paid. The only one that hasn't been paid on our team is Pavel Dorofeyev. So essentially, right now, Kelly McCrimmon is keeping that Stanley Cup contention window open all the way till like 2030,
Oh, wow.
just from signing everybody.
So
Yeah.
there's that much of a lifespan of these hockey players. I didn't realize
Yeah,
you said 28 is the prime. I didn't
he's entering prime,
entering prime. So
entering his prime.
football, you're way past your prime in skilled positions when
Yeah,
it comes to football. So hockey, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's another kind of, you can follow your favorite player maybe a little bit longer in
for a long
hockey than
time.
you can in the more high impact sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, a lot of what we were talking about earlier, how the Sabres traded for a draft prospect. So what that means
Yeah.
is they traded for a guy that the other team traded that is either playing in one of the minor leagues to develop and get ready for the big league, or is someone that is well, that's really it. I don't think there's another avenue for that. It's a player that's got a lot of they have a lot of potential and they're just bringing them in to develop them more their
Yeah.
way. And a lot of players end up like that. A lot of players will end up going to the ECHL, into the minor leagues. Like that's what the Syracuse Crunch are. The Syracuse Crunch are a developmental league for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Mm.
So all the Tampa Bay
It's
Lightning
like a
develop.
farm team.
It's a
It's
farm
probably
team,
not
100%.
PC to call it farm team anymore, but yeah, it's
Well,
like
it's the
developmental.
truth. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a developmental team. And that's where a lot of these players go. I mean, they'll go
Mm.
there and then they'll play there for 3 or 4, sometimes 5 years, and then they'll go into the NHL and start playing in the NHL as a rookie,
Mm.
quote unquote rookie season. I mean, but yeah, I mean, look at Alex Ovechkin. Alex, he's almost 42 years old, I think, and
Mm.
he's still playing, and he's played for 20 years. He's played since he was 19 years old. A lot of these guys get drafted when they're 18, 19, 20 years old into the NHL.
And then they're playing into their 30s.
Sometimes even 40s, late 30s, early 40s. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. So that I'm looking at that headline here. It says the Sabres acquired defenseman Connor Timmins and prospect Isaac Beliveau from Pittsburgh on June 28th in exchange for Connor Clifton and a 2025 second round pick, strengthening depth on the right side. I didn't realize that that meant that prospect meant like they're developmental prospects. There are people
Yes.
on
Oh
the
yeah.
that developmental team. So they're actually
Yeah.
trading for future investment in the team. So it'd
Yeah.
be like, yeah, yeah. So I don't have a comparison for that. That's interesting. So it's playing a bit more of the long game in hockey with your even with your trades and your drafts than what you might see in other sports. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Baseball comes to
Yeah,
mind too
absolutely.
because they do that. There's developmental teams like,
Very similar.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay, all right, yeah, that's exciting. I'm happy for your team, man. I'm looking forward to rooting for the Sabres, of course. I'm not going to leave my Buffalo love, but I like the idea of your team doing well, even in their expansion years. It's cool.
Yeah. Everyone hates us. We're the team that everybody hates.
Oh, really?
We are the
So if
Kansas City Chiefs of the NHL right now.
if my diehard Tampa Bay Lightning friends and my diehard Buffalo Sabres fans, they reach out to me, they're going to go, "What are you doing talking about you're not going to cheer for the Knights. They're scum."
I mean, yeah, that's what I get as a Vegas fan.
Really?
That's what I will get as yeah. Well, I mean, so it all
Do they
started from
play
the expansion
dirty?
draft.
Yeah.
No, they don't play dirty. They've just been successful. And a
Okay.
lot of people see it as tampering or cheating.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, it's because all of the good players want to go to Vegas because they know that Vegas is their best opportunity to have instant success. I mean, the
Hmm.
team's been in the playoffs every single season except for one. We've had 2 first round outs, and every other year has been a deep playoff run to the conference finals or to the Stanley Cup itself.
Okay. Yeah, it becomes attractive to talent, right?
Yeah.
You got a winning team,
Yes.
you got a little bit of legacy, you got deep talent. People want to get behind the stars, learn what they've got,
Right.
and get their chance to shine. Makes
Right. I
sense.
mean, it's just like any NFL player right now, or even when the Patriots were on top of the world.
Right.
People wanted to go play with Tom Brady and the Patriots because you knew you have a shot, a legitimate shot of getting to the Super Bowl. It's the same thing with the Chiefs or the Eagles right now. If you go to play for them, you have a legitimate shot of making the Super Bowl
Right.
because that's just how good those teams are. They're that well coached. They're that well developed. It's the same thing with the Vegas Golden Knights, and there's other teams too. It's not just Vegas. I mean, you still have the Edmonton Oilers and with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who are one of the best tandems in the world. Connor McDavid's the best player in the world right now. It's crazy the things that he's doing.
Hmm.
Or like the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers have been to the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row and won two of them. So I mean, there Vegas isn't the only team, but people hate Vegas because it's been like that from the start. From the
Mm.
very first season, it's just been like this for
So
Vegas.
it's almost like undeserved glory, right? Like
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
feel
People think
like
it's
you got to go
undeserved.
through
They didn't
some
earn it.
horrible years of suffering before you
Right.
deserve to hoist the cup. Okay.
Right.
All right. So you've got a new fresh year coming up in October. Who do they play? Do you have the schedule in front of you? I don't know who.
The NHL plays 82 games in a season.
Woo!
Yeah, they play a lot of
82.
games.
How long's the
82.
season?
So the season will start in October, and let me see. So for the Vegas Golden Knights, preseason starts the 21st of September, it looks like. First game for Vegas in the regular season is October 8th. Last game of the regular season is April 15th.
That's a long season.
82 games. But
Yeah.
this year in particular is going to be a difficult one for every team, for all teams. It's going to be the toughest one yet, I think, because we have the Olympics happening this year,
Oh.
and the NHL is taking a break from February 6th until February 28th for the
Play
Olympics to
so
happen
players can go and play with their home teams. Yeah.
for their home countries. Yeah,
Oh, it's a great year to watch hockey then,
it's a
right?
great year to watch
It's a
hockey.
great year to jump in.
It's a great year to jump in. You're gonna see the Olympics and how that's all gonna play out, which if you watched the Four Nations tournament last year, there's always a winter break in the NHL season, or like a spring break, whatever you want to call it. There is a break. And in that break this past year, it was the Four Nations. And that's where Finland, Canada, the United States, and I believe it was Europe. I can't remember what the fourth team it was. It wasn't Russia, but it was Four Nations was the four countries playing a tournament where
Hmm.
in the end it ended up being the United States versus Canada. And that was one of the best games of sports I've ever watched. Legitimately, one of the best games I've ever seen played
We got to put the
because you're
link in the
talking,
show notes. You got to
yeah,
put it in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the Matthew and Braden Kachuk brothers, they played for Team Canada. They literally put out a statement before this series even happened between the United States, like, we're going to come out and straight up fight. We're
Mm.
coming out and just start swinging, and they did. The puck dropped. They got the face off done, and the brothers threw down the gloves and they started going at it. They did not care. They threw hands right out of the gate.
Just upon the what's it called? The drop of the puck, upon the face off, they
Yep.
ignored the gameplay and just started throwing fists with the
Yeah.
opposing players.
Yeah. They went straight for the players. Yeah.
They just want to intimidate. Like we're here to
Yeah. They
win.
were
We're here
setting
to
the message.
punish
They were
you.
setting the
Yeah.
tone. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I
Hmm.
mean, at that particular time, too, this was back in earlier this year, tensions were very high outside in the real world between the States and Canada. That was a very tense moment at that time.
Yeah.
So a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff got played into it. Like a lot of people were playing for their national pride at that point.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, the game itself was electrifying. It
Hmm.
was absolutely insane because you're talking about the best players from Canada playing against the best players from the United States, the literal best on best. And it's not like an all-star game where they're just like, oh, we're out here for fun and it's where no one's trying to play it, take it seriously. No, these guys are going full bore, attacking and playing their hearts out. And it was the best thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
It was the best thing I've ever seen.
That's cool. Now that you're talking about it, I remember people talking about it online and like the buzz around town of
Yeah,
like you got to watch these games. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to put those on for those who are interested in rewatching. Maybe I'll go back and watch them, see what all the excitement was about. Because I remember seeing highlights from those brothers and hearing sound clips from them challenging the American team and some
yeah.
talk. Yeah.
And I
Wow.
mean, it ended in such a perfect way. Connor McDavid with the breakaway goal at the beginning of second overtime for Team Canada to win. It was amazing. It
Mm,
was just so much fun to watch.
yeah.
So much fun. Like you have to appreciate greatness when you see greatness. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. That was greatness at its peak.
Mm,
That was greatness at its peak.
that's
I mean,
cool.
that's like watching Kobe and Jordan go at each other one on one, given everything they got. It would be the craziest thing you've ever seen
Yeah.
to see those two go one on one at
And
full
in their
strength.
prime, right? Like these
In their
players are out on the
primes,
ice in their
yeah.
prime.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're in their primes, yeah.
Yeah. That's that's great. Now you get me excited to watch it. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight until I watch it, at least the first 15 minutes of it before I put the CPAP on. All right, so let's shift gears. We've been talking about hockey for a bit. You got your Texans hat on. What are you excited about for the Texans this year? We did our draft
I
day
mean,
talk.
I'm just excited for the Texans through and through.
Yeah.
I'm we're into the first official week of training camps where they can put on the pads, and this is where you really get to see what your players are all about and you get to hear what the players are all about. And
Hmm.
man, I'm excited for some of these young players that Houston has brought in. And I think Houston's getting a lot of undeserved slack, and I think they're going to turn a lot of heads this
Hmm.
season
Okay.
coming into it.
Yeah, you see him going deep.
That's the hurdle I hope they get over. We
Yeah.
got to get past that divisional round in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
get past that divisional round.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting year. There's been a lot of moving around for a lot of teams. However, there's still a lot of stability. We were talking earlier today about Mahomes and the Eagles are a powerhouse. There's lots of staple NFL organizations that are bringing their best, but um, I don't want to sound like the classic Bills fan and just be like, "This is our year," because
Don't
I
be a
don't.
Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't be the Cowboys.
At least
You're
the
better
Cowboys
than
have
that.
some trophies in the cabinet that they can brag
They
about.
haven't done anything since 1985. Half their fan base doesn't even know what happened. You're better.
Because
Be better than the one
yeah,
star.
true. Thank you. Thank you. So we're looking at a good year. We've got if you've been paying attention to the Bills stuff, you know that the veterans are present. We've got Josh Allen with some new targets, and I'm excited for what could happen. What could happen if the stars align, but I don't want to get too predictive on it.
Right.
Tempering my
Yeah, yeah,
excitement
yeah.
for the season, and also with my I'm trying to be emotionally intelligent too here, Wes. I don't want to let it rule my life. I want to let it be a hobby for me and stay in that place. Otherwise,
Oh, it's
it could
never
take
come
control.
Sunday. It's never a hobby for me. It's not a hobby for me. Come Sunday afternoon when it's time for the game and it's on, it's not a hobby no more.
Yeah. So big important sports question. Maybe this will be something we can wrap up with. Best if you're watching a game, hockey or football or whatever you're watching sports wise, what's the best food to be eaten while you're watching your team play?
Mm, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with buffalo dip.
Oh yeah? You got a
Buffalo
special
dip in
recipe?
particular. No, no special recipe,
Okay.
but it you can have a lot of it and not feel bad because
You can.
you get chicken wings and you start getting into like the 30s, then you're starting to feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Get pizza and you get into your fifth or sixth slice and you're like, okay, you're pushing your limit there, guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with chicken wing dip, you can snack on that all day long.
Guilty confession here. I've actually taken chicken wings and dipped them in buffalo dip and eaten
Yeah,
them. And
that's a
that's
pro
like
move. That's a pro move.
bake them, bake those chicken wings, dip them in the chicken wing dip, and you've got an amazing platter right there. I think as far as dips go, I love the buffalo dip for football day. I can't get away from chili though. Chili, like especially in the
Ooh,
fall for like
yeah.
cold sports season, get chili on the in the slow cooker and it's just there all day. And I'll put like
Hmm.
put my corn tortilla
Chicken
chips
wings.
on the bottom, put the chili on top. I'm a blue cheese guy if somebody likes ranch, and just
Use your
like
chicken wing as a spoon.
use
I see you. I see you.
yeah, maybe. Maybe dip it in there. Chili chicken wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I
Yes.
like that's my go-to probably any sport too. I think down south they have those walking taco bags. Have you ever had that? A
Oh
walking
yeah, yeah,
taco?
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
they
yeah, I
dump
know what
all
you're
the
talking
stuff
about.
right in a bag of nachos and you eat it
Yeah.
right out of the bag. That's pretty good. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll
It's
bring
easy
that back.
cleanup.
Yeah,
It's
chuck
easy
it.
cleanup.
Yeah.
It's easy cleanup. So do you have a favorite rookie from the Bills, like a player that they drafted this year, or
Mm.
even a free agent that they brought in that you're super excited about for the Buffalo Bills?
Oh, well, um, see, that's tricky because I want to say I was really excited about Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa. Is it Joey or
Oh,
Nick?
it's Joey. It's Joey.
Joey Bosa, yeah. I was really excited about Joey Bosa
Forgot
coming
about
in,
that.
and then he got hurt, and so he's
Oh, did he really?
yeah.
No.
Um, so, but I'm still excited about him because, and here's why. I think he's got some left in the tank, and he's coming in from a winning team or a team that has a winning history. He's a champion speed rusher from the outside that we need, and he'll be coming back about mid. Like, I think after the first 6 weeks. Last I heard, I could be wrong here, but I
Okay.
think it was like a 6 week thing. Was it an injury? Might have been a. Yeah, I won't speculate, but either way, I'm excited about the idea of strong talent coming in mid season.
Yeah.
Um, because that's typically if people have been paying attention to the Bills kind of difficulty, it's in the playoffs. It's in the difficult parts of the
Yeah.
season when they get through the first round, but then the second round and the third trip them up. So I like that for two reasons. One, brings some energy back to the team mid-season, but also changes up the gameplay a little bit. So that adds that unpredictability for
Yeah. Yeah.
the offense to try to game plan for. Um, Also, they've got Ogunchobi coming in this year, which also adds to that defensive lineup. So I'm excited about that too. Yeah, and there was a guy that they drafted, a receiver. I think was he drafted or free agent? I don't remember who he was. But anytime we're getting weapons for Josh Allen, I'm
It's a good thing.
I'm excited
It's a
for
good
that.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the current story is with Cook, running back. He's been dragging his feet. I'm out of the loop. You can probably tell by the way
Isn't it
I'm.
a contract year for him? Wasn't
It's
it
a
a contract
contract year.
extension?
They've
Yeah.
got him on for this year for sure, but his contract is up after this year.
Yeah.
So it was touch and go there. He's a great athlete, and I think he could be a great asset. But it comes back to that: is he willing to stay for the sake of the team and not get
Right.
his payday that he might want? And do the Bills
And
want
that's
to?
so hard to do these days.
Right, right. Because
That's so hard to do in the NFL. The
yeah,
NFL especially because every player wants to break the bank every single time they sign.
right.
That's
Well,
tough.
and you're talking about a guy who was setting records for rushing and touchdowns in a season. So,
Right.
he's got legitimate criteria to expect a big payday. Um, I'd like to keep him around, but ultimately, a running back's a running back.
Right.
You want him there to balance the offense, but if we need to go somewhere else with a different running back, I think it's possible. Worry
Yeah.
about that in the free agency run next year if you need to.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm excited about for the Texans as well because we signed Nick Chubb to a 1 year, $5 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Chubb, when he was healthy, was one of the best running backs in the league. And what I love about this move is he's going to be running behind Joe Mixon. I know Joe Mixon is hurt and he might be back by like week 1, week 2. That's what the reports are saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
But with Joe Mixon as the main bell cow to run the ball, and you have Nick Chubb behind you with Damian Pierce behind that, or Adari Ungabawale as the other running back,
Mm-hmm.
those are all very physical, angry runners. So that tells me that Houston is sending the message to the rest of the league of this. We're going to run the ball. We're not asking you. We're telling you we're running the ball down your
Mm-hmm.
throat.
Yeah. We're
That's
bringing it.
angry running.
Yeah. You like that.
Mm,
I hear it. I hear
physical,
it. Yeah.
dominant. I mean, we had one of the worst offensive lines last year, and Joe Mixon still ran for over 1,000 yards.
Mm.
Now you add one of the biggest threats at the goal line in Nick Chubb currently. Behind that, Damian Pierce, who's an angry runner himself, and Adari Ogunbowale is an angry runner himself. I mean, that just tells me we're pounding the football down your throat, and we're not asking you. We're telling you we're going to do that. And
Yeah.
you're either going to bend and break or you're going to be punished all game long. And I love the physicality behind that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Have they added offensive line support for these guys?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We drafted Ariante Ursere from Minnesota. And it looks like right now, based off of reports, he's going to be the starting right tackle. We brought in Cam Robinson on a 1-year deal from Minnesota. We traded for guards Ed Ingram and Lakeland Tomlinson. And
Mm.
also along that line, who is still there, we have Titus Howard, Blake Fisher, Drew Scruggs, and Jared Patterson.
Mm.
Oh, and we also brought in Trent Brown, veteran Trent Brown, on a 1-year deal as well.
Mm. Okay. So it's a stocked up front line, which feels like
Yes,
that's the trend right now after what happened to the Chiefs getting just destroyed up front. Now there's
it
this
was beautiful.
incentive. Yes, it was. There was this incentive as a result of that for everybody to be like, wait, we forgot the hogs up front matter. We got to get some
Yes,
big, strong, fast linemen on both sides of the ball because if we don't, people are coming for us one way or the other
yes,
from the offensive side or the defensive side. So I'm that's one of the things I'm kind of excited to see this year is it seems like that's been across the different podcasts I've been listening to. A lot of people are like, okay, we got to get tough up front, and not that they're not in the first place, but like really emphasize the battle that is the trenches
yes.
on the scrimmage line. So I love watching those linemen go at it.
The
It's like
entire
full
game is won
fisticuffs
there.
every match, every
Yeah.
every match. It is like every match, every down is like
Every
a
game,
fight up
every
front.
down is
Yeah.
that is where you win or lose the game because that offensive line, if they succeed, it sets up everything else for your offense. It
Hmm.
can allow your receivers to run their routes. It can allow your running backs to run through the gaps. It can allow the play to set up as it's intended to.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes on the defensive side of the ball. If you can win that battle in the trenches and overwhelm an offensive line, well, look at what happened to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. You
That's right.
can't do nothing. You can't do anything. You can't,
Right.
the plays are not allowed to set up. Your guys are not going to be in the spot when you're ready for them.
You
You're
can
going to
have
be
all the
rushed.
talent in the world behind that offensive line. If they can't hold those guys back, you're not going
It
to be
doesn't
able to do
matter.
anything.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's won and lost in the trenches.
All right, man. Let's send them off. What do you want to tell the listening audience before we close up here?
The Stanley Cup belongs in Vegas. The realm will be knighted, and we will hoist the Stanley Cup once again. Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel will go for over 200 points just to
Love
really
it.
make people mad.
Yeah. Make
And
them mad.
if the Texans' offensive line can hold up, then that's going to be everything for Houston this year.
Mm,
If that offensive line can do its thing, then Houston will be a much bigger problem than in years past.
mm. All right. And from me, Josh Allen recently revealed a new wellness routine with his wife Haley Steinfeld ahead of the NFL training camp. So
Mhm.
I'm excited for his new wellness routine. Can't wait to see what that benefits me to do. And that's all I'm going to say about the Buffalo Bills. Other than I really hope his wedding this offseason turns into a relaxed gameplay from our all-pro quarterback. I think it'll be great.
Right? Right.
All right, man.
Hopefully so.
Been great. Listen, listening audience, if you're out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for tracking with us. We'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe.
Until the next time, stay bearded.
Stay bearded and keep bantering out there.